Good afternoon, guys. This is D Mace's The Rant, and I'm D Mace, your ranter, and welcome to the Rant Nation. So today, guys, I just wanted to jump on here and talk about Andor, not Indoor, Eendor, Andor, Andor. You know, that Disney Star Wars show that is currently premiering and has about 6 or 7 episodes on there now. So, as we know, do me a favor before we get started. Go ahead, hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe, and get this algorithm out to other people just like yourself, man, so this channel can grow and we can do some even greater things. So, anyway, guys, Andor. So, as you know, Andor is basically not even a postquel or a prequel, or it's showing before Rogue One. So those of us that are familiar with the movie Rogue One, this is before Rogue One. This is what's leading up to Rogue One. Everything's pointing to Rogue One. Rogue One was a pretty good movie. So now they're talking about Cassian Andor. And so you have Cassian Andor that is in this. You have his girlfriend Bix. You have also Luthien, who is you don't know where Luthien be, man. You don't know if he's good or bad or whatever. He could be anything. And then of course you have Mon Mothma, who is on here, which is really great. Seeing her and even her character develop, and they even got a new Organa, Bail Organa. They got a new Bail Organa. Someone's calling me. I'll call them back. A new Bail Organa. And so the previous Bail Organa was played by Michael Smits. Now the new one, because they couldn't get Michael Smits because his schedule's busy, and you know, scheduling is interesting because in Hollywood they're doing a lot of things for a long time. And so anyway, long story short, they got Benjamin Bratt into the show. And I saw him for the first time. I was like, that's Benjamin Bratt. Y'all called him Bail Organa? But I see how those things happen. I'm not angry because Benjamin Bratt is a great actor. I love Benjamin Bratt's work. Anyway, so now with the second season here of Andor. In the second season now you see where things are starting to ramp up. This new season has been, in my opinion, kind of dark. It's been kind of dark. There's one episode on there that is so sad. It's like, yo, this was a depressing episode. But then after that, it gets a little bit better. Anyway, so this show is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. There's times when I don't get the Star Wars feeling in this. There are times when I do. There's times when I do, and there's times when I don't get that Star Wars feeling. Sometimes I feel like I'm watching an Amazon sci-fi movie or a Netflix sci-fi movie. I don't feel like I'm watching Star Wars. But then every now and then you do get those feels in there, and I see where they're going and how they're ramping this thing up to get to Rogue One. You begin to see also. You also begin to see what's his name? I should have wrote all that stuff down. You also begin to see Forrest Whitaker's character on here, so he shows up and he's good. There's a lot of different moving pieces that are going on here because they're currently on this planet, which is called Gorn or something like that. It's G. Anyway, they're on this planet, and so they came to the planet in the guise of peace and wanting to keep the people safe and things like that. But it was the Empire behind the whole thing. And so what they've been doing is behind the scenes, they have been building fortresses for weapons and all kind of stuff. And they've been doing this and, you know, kind of like, hey, we're just here to help. We're just friendly people. We just want to protect you and make sure that you guys are okay. Now the citizens of that planet are kind of like, y'all been here too long, and y'all not telling us what's going on. Something funny going on. And so there are kind of rumblings that are going on. Well, what ends up happening is, and you know there's going to be spoilers with this, what ends up happening is a whole civil war breaks out because the people of Gorn are now like, yo, no, we don't want to take this. We're getting you off this planet. Well, of course, the Empire, because they're already there and they've been there for a long time, now rise up and they start a mass massacre of killing the people, the citizens of Gorn, because they want to take this world over. It is really crazy. It's sad. But then you also have these other two players where you have this very unassuming, nerdy kind of guy, who is he's so hyped for working for the Republic. He really wants to work for the Republic. You think he's doing a great job, doing the whole stepping of the corporate ladder and everything like that. And he doesn't see or know all this other stuff is going on. Meanwhile, they plant a girlfriend to him. And so she comes to him. She's high up in this establishment, and so she gets him the job, and they get together, and they're lovey dovey and all this other kind of stuff, and they're making plans and all this other kind of stuff. What he does not know is that his girlfriend's a part of this, and then when he finds out in this show, he's like, "Y'all were doing this the whole time," and then he goes to his girlfriend. He's like, "How long did you know about this?" And he chokes the mess out of her. But then he leaves, and he's like, "Yo, good luck with all that." And he just leaves her. Anyway, he ends up getting killed because he attacks Cassian, Andor, and so him and Andor get into a brutal fight, and he ends up getting killed. Anyway, long story short, so you see all these different things now starting to rise up behind the scenes, and so now the thing is, Mon Mothma, she made a huge statement at this meeting they have, when they have those little saucer things where they meet and all the different planets come together and all the people in the planet stuff come together and they have these big meetings. So she was one of the speakers of the meeting, and so she blames Palpatine for everything that has happened at Gorn. And so the Empire's not like that. They're like, "Yo, shut this down." They tried to shut her down and tried to get her quiet, and then after she was done her speech, they was like, "Get her. Don't let her leave this building." So anyway, she's leaving there, and she runs into Cassian, or Andor. I'll call him Andor for the sake. She runs into Andor, and so Andor helps and escapes and gets right of her. Now Andor, he's really comfortable with killing people. He really ain't got no problem killing nobody, man. He will kill somebody in a minute and just keep it moving. And so because he has to get her off world, because he understands she's very important to the future of the Force and to the future of everything that's going to happen. So he has to get her off planet, and he does. And so now we're going to see what's happening, because I didn't finish the entire episodes of everything, but I'm going to finish watching the rest of it tonight. Very interesting, very intriguing to see how all of this stuff is starting to come together, and you're seeing the parts that everybody has to play in it. Now, I'm interested to see what's going to happen to Cassian and Bix. Bix is his girlfriend. Cassian don't want to leave her for nothing, but in Rogue One, there is no Bix. He doesn't have the Bix with him. So I don't know what happens. I'm going to find out, but I don't know what happens if something happens to Bix. I hope not. Or do him and Bix just break it off? And so I'll find all that out. So there's a lot of stuff going on, man. It's really crazy. The Empire has now taken over Gorn. The Gorn citizens are still trying to raise up factions of rebels to say, "Hey, nah, we're not going to take this." So then you got Cassian. Cassian at one point was getting ready to go. He's like, "Nah, I'm done with this, man." But he realizes, "Yo, I can't be done. I got to see this thing through, because this is not right." And so it's a pretty good show. That one episode was really sad though, but it's pretty good, man. Check it out. It's Andor on Disney Plus. Again, everything's ramping up and leading to Rogue One. Of course, we know what happens with Rogue One. So anyway, guys, that's the video. Have a great day. Again, who to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I am D Maces, your ranter, and this is your Rant Nation. So I'll see you guys around.